duckets up. Riding down 85, got my fuckers up. Sliding up 880 young. She crazy. She probably do anything. She gon' be my lady. Man, it's just amazing. Yeah, never needed a coupe or a Taylor suit. Say my name on the soup if you coming through. Young vet in the building, fix your salute. It's Reveille, ain't for quarters, but first don't forget the chief. Hit your shower, me lady, won't let me leave. If I get in them cheeks, gotta keep it brief. I can't miss the brief. Right now, you got all my attention. And right now, I got the intention of saying less. Stand straight, put that thing in parade rest. Keep it undercover, hit my first class, then get dressed with colors. OS2, she was hella petty. Call the supply when you know you're ready. Send the messages. Like, expect the show. We call it tax. I'm only speaking the facts. That's on cap. 42, all the booze. I got plenty. As a fool, thought you knew, man, that been me. One of nights, just in case you get too friendly. My I didn't learn this. It's just in me. What the fuck is up? Sliding down 75, got my duckets up. Riding down C80, just Kurdish young lady. She tryna cheap anything and be my lady. This just like I said. That's a lot. Yeah, never needed a coupe or a Taylor suit. Say my name on the suit if you coming through. Young vet in the building, fix your salute. By 22, I got around like pocket 92.
What up, man? What up?
What's going on?
That was my guy, Nerio. A song called Taps. It's a lot of like Navy references in it, a lot of military references in it. Just some cool little wordplay. I didn't play the intro. It's like him and some friends of his, which were friends of mine, just like a real late night. Like, yo, we gotta get up. You know, they hanging out with some, at this time, some young ladies. And they like, yo, we gotta get up in the morning. We gotta go back to, we gotta go to work. It's pretty much was the lifestyle, you know, young E1 through E5s, just in Virginia. That's why he said, like, get my ducats up, Ducats Lane, Virginia Beach. And, you know, it's a lot of little stuff like that. So,
yeah.
What'd you think?
No, I like it, man. I like even if it's like the wordplay is great, but even his voice, man, it's good stuff, man. I like how he flow, man. It flows in that beat. Big shots out, man. I tell you this, man, it's like at a certain time, man, like when you first start off, you know you're hungry. I get shots out to people who can keep that hunger going, man. You know what I mean? Keep it going, keep it moving, man, and do what you want to do, man, and how you want to do it. So big shots out to him, man. Keep grinding. You sound great, man. So keep pushing it, man.
Yeah, that's my boy Nerio, man. My brother, really. He got a project out called Love and Other Drugs. It's on Apple Music and everywhere else you could find it. I was actually with him the first day he ever recorded music, like ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like, yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I was there that day and it was good. You know, he was good from day one. So, but yeah, that's Nerio, Love and Other Drugs. Check it out. Hey, man, I can't lie, man. I'm sleep pod in this pod, man. It's called Sleep Pod, man.
Sleep Pod.
I'm just here, man. I'm here for the ride, man. I had a very long week, man. Started out on Monday. Me and Saint, we killed a mouse in the house. You know what I'm saying? We killed a mouse in the house, man. I just knew the mouse wasn't gonna make it, you know, throughout the whole day. Like I wasn't gonna let my wife like have to deal with this mouse. It's like 4:30 in the morning, man. I got Saint out his room. And, you know, I felt like, you know, like those dads, like you might have a kid that could play tennis or something, but they don't want to, but you drag them to the field so they can like perform their gift. That's how I felt, man. Like I brought Saint in that room. I locked all the doors, like shut off every access to kill this mouse. And we did it. You know, Saint was a little house pettish and reluctant, but you know, I wasn't though. I had the fire in my eyes, bro. I had the fire in my eyes, but I never saw a mouse ever in my house, you know, except, you know, young growing up, we had a couple, but I wasn't going to let that mouse make it. Like, so it was a 20-minute, the whole deal from seeing a mouse to it being dead took us 20 minutes total, man.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's one of those things, man. You know, growing up, you're right, man. We may have seen a couple here and there, maybe a mice, maybe a roach or whatever the case may be. Man, when I see that shit in my house now, bro.
Yeah.
It has to go. Spider, I don't care what it is. Ain't nothing staying up in here, man. So you are 100, man. Everything closed down. You got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, man. Because I knew if it would have left the room, it was in a guest room. Everything always happens in our guest room, which is weird. But I knew if it would have left the room, it had the whole house to kind of roam around in, the tool shed, whatever. Like, and I'm like, man, it has to die in here. Of course, as soon as I got Saint, he wanted to go out back, go to the bathroom. I'm like, yo, we don't got time for none of this, man. like, bro, it's time to get to work, man.
Bro, let me tell you this little quick story real quick, man, since you brought it up, man. When we was in Maine, man, I was doing the pre-com in Maine, and they haven't did houses in a long time in Maine. So they so I brought my family down, they put us in these little houses, they opened back up in Maine.
Yeah.
Bro, them thing was rat infested, bro. And we couldn't do nothing about it because we ain't had nowhere else to stay. It's kind of like we had to go in there and clean it. We had to go in and do all this stuff, bro. Hey, man, as soon as the nighttime come, man, you can hear them jokers just running through there, bro. Like a track meet, man. Infested? It was like a track, dude. It was like a track meet, bro. They was just running around the house. I'm serious, bro. It ain't nothing I can do about it, man.
You was living in there?
Bro, I was living in there, man. It was rough, bro. And then, so we call people out. We try to minimize this stuff. We try to, find them traps, all this stuff. So really what got crazy, bro, when we got ready to leave, man. So we went in I came from Hawaii. It was around like 3,000 square feet where I was living. But when I went to Maine, bro, it was like 1,200 square feet. So I had to put a lot of that stuff and stack it in the garage, right? So, bro, I had to throw almost all that stuff away that I had in the garage, man. Because I'm talking about, like, it was,
shit all over it.
Shit all over it, chewed through it. But it was crazy, man. I just brought that up, man, because you had this. Yeah. The rat, it was crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. But I'm just like you, bro. I'm just like you, man. Like, bro, my freaking back and this sciatic nerve, whatever they call it, going down my left leg, man, is killing me, bro. I've been going to like medical, man. They told me now they gonna give me the shot, but bro, I'm here to tell you, they haven't even gave me a date yet. So I think I'm gonna call back Monday or Tuesday and be like, hey man, can you guys just set this up in the ER, man? You know what I mean? Yeah. If I go to the ER, can I get the shot there? Like, I don't know what to do, bro. This thing is killing me, man. I'm telling you, I can't walk in the mall, I can affect everything. Can't work out. Can't do nothing.
What about the season? Like with the Chief Selects, it's affecting you.
Oh, I can't PT with them. So I'm going out there. Of course, you know what I'm saying? I'm going out there, but I can't PT. And then I can't really stand long. So I'm over there just sitting down somewhere, man. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, this bro definitely affected me. It's affected my whole vibe, man, my whole deal, man, for real. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
It's been a sprint, man, since the season started, with the Chief Selects. Everything, and then I think by the end of my normal night, I get a phone call. You know what I'm saying? From one of the, normally every night I might get a call from one of the selects.
Yeah.
But last week we went to the Pentagon. They had an opportunity to go see MCPON. So and they was talking to me about it yesterday, because yesterday we had our cookout. But they was talking to me about it yesterday because they's like, man, we gotta kind of appreciate the fact that, like, based off our location, we could see MCPON during our our Chief season or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, man. So they got to see MCPON. We never did get a chance to talk about the whole chain, the whole shift of MCPONs. Now we got MCPON Honey. MCPON Smith is gone. So, but it was cool, man. They was like, yeah, Senior, I'm just so surprised that he was, down to earth. I'm like, yo, he's a bosun's mate, man. Like, he was a bosun's mate. What else would you expect him to be? You know what I'm saying? But he was super cool, normal, down to earth conversation. I think the first question somebody was about to ask him something that was like about like program incentives, and he was like, yo, I want to talk about Chief stuff, Chief season. I don't want y'all to treat this like an all hands call. Let's just have a normal conversation about Chief stuff, the Chief Selects. So that was cool, man.
I like that.
Yeah, that was cool. And he's, just talking to some other Master Chiefs, he's the MCPON that we need right now based off his career experience, where he's been at. A lot of time over in the Pacific area, in which we, need to have somebody with experience dealing with people over there, stuff like that. So, I mean, we should be good for a while. But I got a question about that. So he got 35 years of experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our last MCPON had over 30 years of experience as well, right? And these guys, both of these guys, two completely different rates, right? One intelligence and one a bosun's mate. And these guys always still seem like, low to the ground, like grounded and like really understanding like the experiences and like junior sellers and stuff like that. So I'm not specifically, talking about these guys, but 35 years is a long time. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And I'm just thinking about like some people could be disconnected. You know what I'm saying? He joined the Navy pretty much. MCPON joined the Navy when I was born, like pretty much the year I was born, or the year right after, whatever. But so you gotta like kind of like have people around you that know what's going on, just for that. And my thought process would be like just to understand the ages, like the experience based off the ages of some of these sellers. We got sellers joining the Navy like that's 18 years old.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, kudos to these guys for staying grounded and being able to translate, language, conversation, new slang, and, everything that got to do with like a junior seller. But I mean, what's your thoughts on just every organization, period, like highest forms of leadership? Like it's a lot that got to do with experience and time and experience. Do you think that's needed for like not just the Navy, but like any organization, or do you think we could start looking at some people with a little bit less time?
I think experience is key though, man. But I think experience is one thing though. I think you need more than that though. Mm-hmm. But I do think experience is one of them. You have to know somebody who's been there, done that, at least got a good idea on how to deal with certain situations and all that stuff. Just like you said, he was in Pacific and we need somebody like that right now. So he got experience, right? But I also want to add to the experience pieces is that you also got to have some good people on your team with some experience and younger and know how, to and know how to speak on some stuff too. Sometimes when you the MCPON, you the CNO, they got these yes people around them. You need some no shit people around you that can talk to you and actually like, tell you some stuff that you may not be seeing. You know what I mean? Because you've been in 35 years and you got all this experience. Like me, I'm this guy like, if the captain say, back in, when I was younger in a way, the captain said, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Right, now I might be more like, hold up, man, there's some electrical wiring going through there, man. There's some other stuff going on. I might have to question some stuff. You know what I mean? But that's where I used to be. Now, him being that long, he probably somewhere in that same mode too. But now he have adapted. You can't get the MCPON by being straight. You know what I mean? Like that, right? So
you gotta be able to adapt.
So I'm sure he's adapting. You got to be able to adapt and have some people on your team to be able to tell you what's real, man. And I really believe in that too, man.
Yeah, he got a good team around him from what it looked like. It was like, the conversation felt real. The people in the room. Like even while he was talking, like, some of the people in the room on his team would interject like while he was talking, so it seemed pretty cool. He gave a whole lot of respect to his wife, whole lot of props to her. Mm-hmm. And they talked about a lot of stuff. So I'm just happy the Selects had that experience, but man, I'm beat down, man. Like I said, man, I'm sleep podding, man. We've been busy every single day. Chief season stuff. Last weekend I went to the Pentagon's cookout. This weekend we had ours yesterday. We did tug of war with the Chief Selects, man. We had to win that one, man. Can't let them
easy day.
I told them, I'm like, look, man, yeah. And they had their spouses, family members with them. I'm like, this messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if we beat y'all, we not only beating y'all, we beating your innocent family members, man. So we did get the W. We got the W off on their ass, and I'm like, yo, y'all wrong for putting y'all family in that predicament, man. We can't let y'all beat us yet, man.
Easy day, man. You know what? Domo, and I know you, man, and I want to tell you give you some advice real quick, man. I want you guys to hear this advice I'm finna give Domo right now, man. And this is it right here. The Chiefs season gonna go on next year, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because I know how perfectionist you is, man. You want stuff right. You will beat yourself down to make sure shit is running how it needs to run and how it goes the way it needs to go and blah, blah, blah. But I want to tell you, bro, that shit ain't going nowhere, man. Like, when you got your people in place, it's good to correct them and make sure they're doing things the right way. But I know you, bro. You're going to make sure that shit is legit and you will stay up and you will do whatever you need to do because I know that's you, though. You know what I mean? So don't get too stressed out, man, and beat down over the Chiefs season. But the care factor, man, I love it. You know what I mean? You got to care about stuff to put your all into it too, though. So.
Yeah, so honestly, bro, like I know my mom probably love that part. Yeah, that's right, Damon. Like tell him again. But honestly, to be honest with you, man, I submitted to like whatever the schedule is, whatever the thought process is, whatever other people like. So if it's other people that's coordinated an event, I submitted to whatever it is that they did. My thing now is to show up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, especially as a season lead, like. That's my only thing is to be everywhere that I could be, Yeah. However it goes is however it goes. We put other people in charge of things so they could take it and run with it. And then all I'm doing is writing lessons learned down, in my book. Like, this is what we could do better next year. I got a confession, I ain't read the lessons learned from last year until day one of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like a lot of the things that they was like, yo, don't do this. I was like, oh shit, like we doing that. Like we already, so my first thing on the lessons learned is going to be, please read this before you start planning. Like, please read these lessons learned.
You know what, man? That's a great idea though, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I tell you what, if you even wasn't doing it, man, like, that may be something we need to assign somebody, bro.
Well, they do the hot wash, right?
No. I'm not saying the hot wash. Hot wash is gonna happen. I'm talking about no shit. Assign somebody for lessons learned, bro.
Yeah.
So we won't forget. Like you doing it now, which is beautiful, right? Perfect. But who's thinking of that though? Who's thinking of as the season go on, writing these lessons learned? You know what everybody do? They wait to the end. They do the hot wash, and everybody thinking about, this happened. Oh yeah, this happened. How about assign somebody that, hey, when something come up, hey, you know what? Let's write that down. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yo, you can't talk at the hot wash if you ain't contribute, man.
Oh, 100%, bro.
I was just playing, but I was just joking. But I mean, that's
that's no joke, bro. That's no joke. That's no joke.
What you got to say at the hot wash, man? Oh yeah, that's the reason I ain't do it.
No, but you know what? You know what, man? You're gonna have those anyway, man. That's gonna have something to say. But even if you don't say like, calm down, bro, you wasn't even that half of this shit, you at least gotta give him that look though, bro. I always give him that look though, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
all right, bro, you done right. Okay, all right, bro.
It's one of them. And I'm getting so much better for not like I feel like I'm becoming a better person because I call people out on their bullshit less. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm becoming better because I don't tell people that they suck less or whatever like that. I guess it's growth. So one thing I was doing was just in my random kind of like on the computer and my random just going through the internet, YouTube stuff. Cause I'm telling you, the days I'm on a conveyor belt, at least for the next 4 weeks, like the days are just taking me wherever they want to take me. But I've been on YouTube and I'm looking up stuff. It's like, yo, if you want your podcast and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. And I realized that YouTube has made like everybody like an expert, like every single person on YouTube is an expert at whatever it is that they do. And it's people that's like telling you about finance. I think is broke. People that's telling you about how to become famous on YouTube. That's not famous on YouTube. Like the biggest video is that one. And it's getting crazy, man. Like it's getting, and I know that's not like a topic, but I'm just like, damn, YouTube has made everybody a damn expert, man.
You're right, man. I tell you what. Yeah, you 100%, bro. I do everything, man. Like before I even called somebody into the house to fix anything, man, I already Googled, I already YouTubed it, and got a pretty good idea. So even if I get somebody to come in and fix it, we can talk about it, bro, because I didn't looked it up on YouTube. You know
you kind of know what you're talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about. So you're right, though, bro.
I got the pre-foaming putty for the base. You know what I'm saying? I saw that on XXL 2000's video. You know, and then the dude's always like, because if I'm the expert dude, I'm always like, what you was watching like a YouTube video? Nah, I don't listen to nothing that like that ain't how you do it. You gotta actually smell. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Man.
Hey, so
go ahead.
What up?
No, go ahead.
I got a question for you about the season.
Okay.
The Chiefs season. Is it any tradition that you held on to from like when you was a select, that you always like kind of like rehash for the new selects, or you always make sure you drill it into like selects every year? I'll give you an example. When I was a Chief select, we had Chiefs that were like, they were very hard on like attention to detail, like not making mistakes in like your presentation, making sure your verbiage is right and stuff like that. It was one dude in particular, Jason Kelly, my guy, man. He got a YouTube channel right now about like cryptocurrency and all of that stuff, right? That's my dude though. So and it's funny because like when I was going through the season, right, Jason was like the most thorough, like, person in the world. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be like, I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about Admiral Farragut. It was like, yo, did he own dogs? Like what size shoes did he wear? Like, it was like you had to know like everything about like, this person if you wanted to bring him up. He like harping on everything, it's no the and anchor in the, the one line and anchors away, stuff like that. But he's a normal dude, like a regular. He a normal dude that make mistakes, that fuck up, and say the wrong shit. This is my dude, man. I love him. But so mine was like just harping on like every small, like you was talking about earlier. It was like harping on like every small detail. Like, yo, no, when you say this, you got to say this like this. This is how you do this. Y'all need to be in sync. Boom, boom, boom. And so and that's the one thing that I do find myself always still continuing with like the Chief selects, like, no, that's not how you say it. That's not how you get them in ranks. That's not, is it anything that you've been through that you continue, that you've always done since you were a select?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's one thing that stands out to me when I went through, and I had this one Chief, man, he had been in probably like 20, 22, 23 years, man. He was on his last, whatever. And I seen him like, it seemed like he wanted to talk to me though. You know what I mean? Like he wanted to it seemed like we had a lot of, I made on the carry, so it's a lot of us, right? But it seemed like he singled me out because he wanted to like, no shit, give me a charge and sit me down and talk to me.
Yeah.
And dude, so I'm thinking, oh yeah, man, this guy right here, he been around the block. He finna give me this crazy ass knowledge. So he put his charge in my book. And so when we put it in there, so time he give it to me, and I don't know, it's my thing, man. Time I get it, I always glance at the page because I want to see, is he what type of, he writing a lie, he writing a little bit. Dude, he had like 3 things in my whole, like 3 words.
Yeah.
Right, in my whole charge book, right? So I looked at it, but one word he talked to me about, man, and it was availability, right? And to this day, that's my thing now, man. Availability, being there available for the sailors, man. Like he said, it takes hardly nothing for you to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's either listening, that's either leading, that's either whatever. But it was availability, man. That word itself. And I try to use that all the time, man. Anybody can call me anytime. I'm like, I'm going to give them that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if I agree with you, don't agree with you, whatever, I'm gonna be available. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that stuck with me, since I made Chief, was that word. Because nobody really like, you always think you're a great leader. You always think you're doing this, but just not thinking at it in that content. You know what I mean? Of being available. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, that's like half the battle, I think, for us to be available anyway.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, man. What's going on the Nimitz, man?
I don't know, bro. What's going on in the Nimitz?
Like at all? You don't know what's happening on the Nimitz at all? So I guess I got like an article pulled up from Stars and Stripes.
Okay.
I guess this more of an aftermath article, but it says Navy says U.S. says Nimitz water is safe. No sailor sickened by jet fuel contamination. Sailors aboard the USS Nimitz recently found irregularities in the aircraft carrier's potable water supply, leading to the discovery that it had been tainted with jet fuel, according to the Navy. Crew detected trace amounts of JP5. So JP5 in the water. But it says here that the water is safe. And another thing, Reddit user Kinetic Star, these Reddit days be wild, man, wrote on Thursday that the crew wasn't warned to secure potable water use until after people got sick from the contaminated water. Multiple sources claim that sailors on board have chemical burns / rashes from showering in the contaminated water.
Wow. What's the date on that article, bro?
The 23rd of September.
Oh, shit.
It's from Stars and Stripes. It says Nimitz water contamination comes just over a year after a jet fuel leak sickened thousands of military. Oh, a year after the thing that happened in Hawaii. Yeah. So a year after that, a Reddit user. Yeah, that's it. That's all I really got. It just says that the claims were dismissed, saying that the crew was notified as soon as leadership was made aware of the contamination, and that the crew was immediately provided bottled water for free.
Well, you know, from what I heard, real quick look at it, man. Like no sailors were contaminated and all this stuff. That's what they trying to say, but I'm assuming the ship had to be over there somewhere, man. One thing about jet fuel and all that stuff, man, you can smell that shit too, bro. So I'm here to tell you, man, there's no way like around it or whatever. But regardless of if I get any type of rash on me during that time, bro, it was from jet fuel, regardless, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then it's like if I slip and fall and cut myself, it was from jet fuel, bro.
Yeah,
like, it's that jet fuel in this water. But it's crazy because like if it was traces of jet fuel like in your water at a restaurant, like that place would be condemned. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to shut that shit down. Like it'd be crazy. It wouldn't just be like right now. It says the Nimitz medical department continues to monitor our sailors for any potential issues, man. That's crazy. I don't know.
Bro, you just broke up a whole other thing, bro. Hey, I want you guys to think about what Dumbo just said, man. If this had been anywhere else, this shit would have been shut the fuck down, like, period, right? We gonna, on the ships, man, we gonna work through this, man.
Oh yeah.
We gonna work through this, man. We gonna keep sampling that water, man, until we get it right, bro.
Yeah, man.
We gonna keep sampling until we get it right, man.
A whole new watch price station, a whole new some egg gauges down there. And this is a big ship, man. A carrier, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's huge.
So, yeah, that's. I guess the story was funnier a couple days ago, but it seemed like it's a resolution, and I'm sure they got to the bottom of it like super early. I just wish that stories like this didn't get published, man. But I think Reddit, it just make us look wild, bro. Like it's like, bro, the aircraft fell off the ship a couple months ago. Now they got jet fuel in their water. Like it just make us look real bad. We got sailors eating their feet. Like we can't keep putting this stuff out in the public, man.
Yeah, bro. It's getting crazy.
We got adversaries, man. We got adversaries, man.
That's crazy, boy. Man. I tell you.
I got another question that I'm trying to figure out. Like, what did your boy Brett Favre do, man? I know you're a football guy.
Man. You're a football guy. Old Mississippi guy too, man. Brett Favre in the news. Hometown hero, man. Taking Mississippi down under, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, man? You know what?
What'd he do first? What'd he do? Some people don't know what he did.
So it has something to do with him taking money from, like, I guess lower class welfare or something, and I guess I don't know, some type of funding. I'm trying to get the word improper use of funds or something. But you know what, man? And I'm not here to take up for Brett Favre because I know this is here for a reason. One thing I'm a big believer in, man, when somebody start bringing up something, it's something to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's always something to it. And we don't know all the facts about it and all that stuff, but I know it's something to it. But man, when them guys be like like heroes to the state and all this type of stuff. And I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? I think these guys be always trying to pull moves, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Always trying to pull something or whatever the case may be. So I don't know, man. I hope Brett Favre, you know, it seemed like he did. Seemed like he ain't saying a whole lot. So I'm here to tell you he probably had something to do with it. Or he gonna say some shit like what he didn't know. Like he didn't know that this was happening, you know what I mean, on his behalf or some shit.
Yeah, he tweeted that. I would never knowingly take funds meant to help our neighbors in need. But for Shad White to continue to push out this lie that the money was for no-show events. So it says, it says the nation's poorest state used welfare money to pay Brett Favre for speeches he never made. And now I'm laughing to stop from crying. It's not okay, right? It's fucked up for the people that's affected by this, right? It says a state auditor says $70 million in federal welfare funds went to Favre, a volleyball complex, and a former pro wrestler in a scandal that has rocked Mississippi. It says Brett Favre earned nearly $140 million, and this is NBC News. Brett Favre earned nearly $140 million as a star NFL quarterback over 2 decades and millions more in product endorsements. But that didn't stop the state of Mississippi from paying Favre $1.1 million in 2017 and 2018 to make motivational speeches out of federal welfare funds intended for needy families. Why would they pay him out of that?
I mean, now I'm blaming Mississippi for this shit right there, bro. Now look, they are taking. Now I got it. You know, they want him to do public speaking somewhere. Blah blah blah. I got that. People do it all the time, right? Yeah. All these celebrities or whatever do it all the time.
Who he supposed to talk to though?
I don't know who his audience is he talking to. But you know, he's a legend in Mississippi. So you know what I mean.
But if I'm on welfare in Mississippi, I don't care what Brett Favre has to say.
See, that ain't how I read that. I'm gonna tell you how I read that. I read that as the people from Mississippi pulled this money. They was paying Brett Favre to do these speeches, right? But they pulled this money from the welfare people, not Brett. They pulled it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They could have got it from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they got it from the welfare people. They need to go to jail too, man. They need to take their ass in jail. Because why are they pulling money from welfare to pay somebody for a freaking speech or whatever the case may be, man? So that's sad right there by itself. Like you talking about the poorest state and you pulling money from welfare. That's crazy to me right now. And I'm going to tell you this, man. And I'm going to be tracking this too, man, because somebody need to be held responsible for this shit. For real. Yeah. If it happened like that, which is always two sides to a story, but if it happened like that, somebody need to be held responsible for it.
Yeah. And my only thought process is like, if I'm pulling money from if I'm pulling money from this group, then Favre should be going and talking to like this group, you know? But I mean,
whoever it is, right? Yeah.
Who knows who he's supposed to talk to? It also says the speeches aren't the only welfare grants tied to Favre.
I also heard something about it. And this me. I heard something. Now, these people talking on the radio stations, man, they was talking about how he repaid money. So if he repaid money before, that means his ass got something to do with something. You know what I mean? But I don't know what fact, but I heard something about him repaying money that he didn't go speak at. Yeah.
Yeah, he repaid him. It said he repaid him, although not the $228,000 in interest the auditor also demanded. So he repaid all the fees, just not the interest.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know. Maybe he found out about it, man, and paid it back as a good Samaritan, you know?
But they gave these welfare funds to that ain't good Samaritan, boss. That's trying to get yourself out of deep shit, man. Like, oh yeah, let me hurry up, I'll get y'all this back. But it says
I can't save you, Brett. I can't save you, Brett.
It ain't just Brett though.
Oh yeah.
They gave these welfare funds to Brett, a professional wrestler, a horse farm, and a volleyball complex.
Oh,
it's crazy to give and all of these places seem to be places that has money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the professional wrestler, I don't know who that is, but they probably got like some ducats, you know?
Yeah.
A horse farm, okay. And a volleyball complex. Like, yeah, these people seem to be pretty decent already. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you.
To be honest, man, I know I'm joking a little bit about it, man, but this is crazy though, man. Like this is really a crazy crazy story that broke, and it's out on every news air right now, man, about it. So it's something to it, right? And it's crazy how, especially Mississippi, anyway, man, that can be able to give money from welfare. That letting me know the people in charge in Mississippi don't care about welfare, don't care about the people that's poor that need this help. If you're taking this money from this area to pay these celebrities to come out and speak, that speaks volumes of the hierarchy in Mississippi, man. It just speaks volume on whoever gave the okay to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me.
You know, how this all kind of came to a head? It all kind of came to a head because it was a lawyer. It says the saga, which began boiling at low grade for 2.5 years, drew new attention in July when the state welfare agency fired a lawyer who'd been hired to claw back some of the money just after he issued a subpoena seeking more information about the roles of Favre and the former governor, Phil Bryant, a Republican. I don't know why they got to say his
oh yeah, you got to say it's Republican, bro.
Yeah. So when he they brought a lawyer in to figure out some stuff, claw back some money. Then when he started actually figuring out some stuff, like, I need to talk to these people, they fired him. Like, yo, you gotta go, man. Yeah. They try to really sweep that under the rug, man.
Yeah, they did. That's crazy, bro. I'm glad they exposed their ass too, man. Expose them all, man. The rest of the states too. You guys probably doing the same shit. No, it ain't just Favre.
Yeah,
all you guys, man. All your states out there, man. Y'all doing shit like that. All you guys need to be exposed.
Nah, it's just Mississippi, man. Mississippi, stand up. Mississippi standing up, doing the people dirty. That's
there you go, Mississippi.
That need it, bro.
Hey, I'm glad that guy stood up and said something. Hell.
Yeah,
shit.
I know PA in Philly, man. Philly, we get one of our people in the government under investigation about every year anyway. So we good to go there. These people be going to Tulum and Cancun and stuff like that with the people's money. So we good to go right there. If only we had a government podcast, even though that's what they tell us we have to have because there's no military category. Yeah. I need the people to campaign to get a military category for podcasting so we can have the proper category or whatever like that. But it is what it is.
Yeah, man. We on the subject, man, talking about this old craze, talking about celebrities, talking about all stuff like this, man. What's going on with the Boston Celtics head coach, man?
Some crazy.
And I don't even really care about his like name and all that stuff, man. I'm just caring about the fact that he cheated on Nia Long.
Pronounce his damn name. That's why.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it, that either. But he cheated on Nia Long, man. We all grew up in that phase, man, with Nia Long, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, man. And but I heard that's a whole big saga too, though, man. Every day seemed like something else going on about that little, him cheating on her. And what's crazy, man, I just heard on the radio coming home yesterday that he was, I guess he was engaged to Nia Long. And she just now like moved out to Boston.
Yeah.
So my thing to that whole situation is, bro, this was an investigation for a long time. They ain't just did this to him. They was just an investigation. So he didn't move Nia Long out, bro. And he knowing this shit was about to come to a head. He was knowing because one thing about these coaches and these professionals, all these guys, they got time to prepare themselves. You know what I mean? They already told them, hey, we done went this investigation. This is what's about to happen. Blah, 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 blah. So you already know, but you still brought Nia Long out to Boston for all that disrespect, for all that freaking craziness that was going on, man. You could have left her where she was at because it was coming.
He probably was trying to get his house in order, man. Like, he probably was trying to... It's crazy because I don't know even if I want to joke about it because I heard there's way more to this story. He got suspended already for for a year. Whole season.
Yeah.
But like, I heard there's way more to this story, like nefarious. This story is more nefarious than we currently know. Oh. And it's like, I don't know what all I want to say about it. Because
and we can wait on it too, but I even heard now, bro, it wasn't even cheating. I heard that too. I heard it was like, I don't know, it was harassment or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? So you're right though. It's a lot to this story, man. So I don't know all the answers either.
I think even if it was cheating, like I said, man, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I think even if it was cheating, the person that is alleged against, ain't her husband like somebody in power in the organization as well?
See, I don't even know that, bro.
I don't even. Yeah, so I think even if it was, to clear it up real quick, they would say that it wasn't. But I don't know, like I said, because I think it's more to it. I think it's from sources that I've heard from. It's like more women, like. It's not just her. Like, it's a whole thing. So I don't want to get in. I don't want to get too. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to. Because did you see Matt Barnes? Like, Matt Barnes had made a post.
I saw what he said.
He made a post about it. And then he came back like the next day. Like,
recanted everything he said.
It's 100 times uglier and bussier than I thought. So I'm going to just chill. You know what I'm saying? But I know, like, I saw the other memes too, like you can't cheat on Nia Long memes and all that. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, it's Nia Long, man. Like, I feel like, man, in her name alone, you can't cheat on Nia Long from her name alone. You know what I mean? Even though Nia Long 51 years old, man, look great, man. So he's not young either. He got a lot of money though, but he's not a young cat either. So you know, man, it's time to relax and chill out, man. Can't be cheating on Nia Long, man. What's wrong with you?
Was Nia Long messing with? No, never mind. That was somebody else. But I mean, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's relationship stuff, man. Stuff happens. Shit happens.
Everybody get cheated on. I gotta find the best way to say this because, like anybody can get cheated on after X amount of. You could be married to the most beautiful person in the world, and they start getting on your nerves. Some of these people, the people that's deciding to cheat or whatever, they start getting on their nerves, and they go out and they go find somebody else. And the person might not look better than them, might not, but they might feel some voids that this other person, just not feeling at the time, man. I think it just comes with like temperament and all of that. Like, yeah, Nia Long is a beautiful woman. But I mean, she get cheated on like the next one, man.
Yeah, man. I just want to. Yeah, you sound very bad, very bad.
Leave me on the island.
But yeah, I want the world to know right now that's Domo's opinion. I just want to state that right now.
Just trying to be honest, y'all.
Yeah, man. Look, sometimes you can be a little too honest, bro.
Yeah, man. That's the permission to speak freely, man.
Yeah, you damn so spoke freely. You spoke freely.
Yeah, but like on that, like people do cheat, man. There's nobody like immune to getting cheated on. We saw Beyonce get cheated on. We saw like so many people, get cheated on. It's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Especially for whatever's coming out from this story. I find it unfortunate when a woman gives up things that she might have wanted to do in her life. And especially like when the stakes are this high at this age. I get it, man. A young high schooler, still not understanding life, wanting to figure some stuff out. But when y'all in y'all 50s, a lady got a profession and she might give that up for like the family and do some stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's like, yo, come on, man. Like you owe her a little bit more than that, especially if you're saying you love her. So I do understand that. And I hope that cleans up, my previous statements. I hope I'm able to clean it up with that.
Yeah, you did, bro. You cleaned up a little bit, bro. You cleaned up a little bit. Bro.
It's just like, I mean, Tom Brady and Giselle, right? I think she want him home now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But Tom, like, he want to play another year, man. And I feel like she sacrificed some of her career for that relationship.
Oh, most definitely, bro. Most definitely she did, man. Because once they got together, man, like you ain't see her in like doing none of that stuff that she was doing before. So and she then start having kids and stuff like that. She still look good too.
And she's also still valued. Her net worth is still higher than his, and she ain't been doing shit for what, like a decade?
Yeah,
or more.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely.
So think about what she left. I think about things like that when it comes to women. Like I think about like what they sacrifice, for the relationship. Because a lot of women do. A lot of
women do, man.
Yeah, you see it a lot. Like on TV shows, like a lady was like politician or like, up and coming lawyer or something like that, and just, wanted to like stay home and like take care of the family. You know what I'm saying? While the husband rose to the, top of his corporate office or whatever he was doing. So you see that a lot. So I don't think anybody, deserve to be cheated on any stake when the stakes is high. However, I know that anybody can get cheated on. You know what I'm saying?
It can happen.
That's how it is.
Doubt.
Even Nia Long.
So yeah, man, I had a quick question, man. Like, how we putting all these, sailors in the Navy, we get them all this money and all this type of stuff, man. We used to have this thing back in the day where these kids should get in trouble, and the judges used to be like, "Hey, you got a choice." What do you think about that, man? You think we should be bringing that choice back, man? I think I hear a lot of sailors when I was coming in said, on how much that helped them. Having that choice, they didn't want to go in the military, but they didn't want to do 10 years in prison. You know what I mean? So that choice kind of like put them on the right path and all that type of stuff, man. So what do you think about that? What's your thoughts?
So my first thought is this. I know a few people who said it, and I ain't believe some of them. You know what I'm saying?
Why'd I know you were going to say that, bro?
It was even like, yo, what's up, man? Like how'd you join? I was living with my aunt and my uncle, What about you? Oh, it was either jail or join the military. So of course, I picked the military. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it got my life right back in order. Like, yo, come on.
Motherfucker, soft as baby tissue, man. Soft as goddamn toilet paper, man.
They ain't give you that option, dog. They ain't give you that option. You didn't want to go to college, and you wanted to see the world like the rest of us, man. They'll get your ass erased, man. Outside of that, like, all right, so did you know anybody who said they was given that option?
Oh, bro, people say it all the time. They know shit, say it all the time. Now, I haven't no shit. I thought it was a thing for real, though. I mean, I'm assuming it was a thing. But I do know a lot of people coming in saying that was man, I was finna go to Bo. I heard it so many times.
So I never heard of it as any instruction or nothing, though. But back when people were saying it, I wasn't that savvy to like instructions and stuff like that. But I never heard of it as like going away either. Like, because when I was in, it was people saying that they were like doing it. But then I never heard of it as going away. Like, hey, we're not doing that anymore. So I really don't know. But I know that ain't the question. The question is, what's the thoughts on it? So my thoughts is like, all right, you give this group of people 150,000, and then you tell this other group of people is jail of the military. The jail of the military guy's gonna eat the $150,000 people's asses alive. No.
Easy.
I don't know, man. Because right now we need people. We can't recruit people. I don't know. I mean, do we want people that don't want to come in? I just don't know, man. Like, what's your thoughts, man? Maybe you can help me.
My thoughts is like this, man. Is that I'm a big fan of second chances, man. Yeah. And sometimes it could be that second chances. Now, with that being said, it depends on the what they did too, though. You got to think about that too, like the crime or whatever they done. But if you see somebody going on the wrong path, like doing all these little misdemeanors and doing all this little crazy stuff, I think that's something that you can look at. And like you said, man, like these guys coming off them streets doing all this little crazy shit. You offer them motherfuckers 115,000, man. They shit, sign me up. You know what I mean? Type deal. But I'm always about second chances though. Like you never know, man. You never know. Yeah. And regardless, it's gonna play out. They come in, they still doing that crazy stuff, or they go to boot camp and can't take it or whatever. It's gonna play itself out. You know what I mean?
What crime is it that you can't commit? Like what crime? Like what do you think? What's the limit? Like what crime is the limit to you?
Any type of sexual shit. I think sexual assault, sexual harassment, sexual anything. Right? I think crimes that'll get you kicked out of the military, most definitely. You can't come in with that shit. So I think that's where it ends at, man. Like,
so what crimes can you not come into the military with? You can't come in the military with a felony, can you?
No felonies. So, and all those pretty much on felonies, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't even understand how we was doing jail of the military. Maybe like some misdemeanor robbery.
Yeah, I think it's some misdemeanor stuff they was doing. Probably
robbed a candy store, and they like.
And then you're right though, man. Since I never actually read that, as probably a judge on its own saying, okay, you know, the only way you get out of this, man, and you join the military. He might just said it like that, like gave him because I mean. Yeah,
because it ain't like you got like soldiers like standing like
in the back.
Like it's like 2 doors.
they in the like back there. Hey, you got the 2 cops over here you can go with, or you can go with these two sailors over here.
It's like, yo, look, Bobby stole from a candy store. I need somebody from the Air Force, somebody from the Space Force, a Marine, and somebody from the Navy to come to court today because we gonna get this dude the option.
Yeah, bro.
We like that ain't happening, man. like I just don't believe.
Hey,
I don't know how that happened. What happened, bro?
Check it out, bro. They got options too, bro. How you make the decision on RIP? You got the Marines, Navy, Space, all of them there in the back. Which one you want to go, bro?
Ass map.
Like, no ass map, no nothing. Which one you going to, bro? Which one? Let's go.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. This shit got me crying, man. Just thinking about it. Because I know so many people who got that off, bro. Like, I know they was lying, man.
A lot of you guys too out there, man. A lot of you guys, man, we was younger growing up, coming up in the Navy, man, was saying that shit, man. Yeah, some of you guys should be ashamed of y'allself, man, for coming up with that stuff, man.
Yeah, like what happened? Like, where was the soldier at? Where was they at, man? Yo, so my man, one of my dudes in my division, he's an EM, man. He got just thinking about that just made me think of this. Like, he got his iPad stolen, right? And the dude who stole it was a friend of mine too, right? The dude was from Philly like me. Mm-hmm. So he came up to me one day. He's like, yo, I can't. And we kind of knew what happened because he was the night baking FSA. The EM was the night baking FSA. And the dude who took the iPad was like a CS. You know what I mean? Like, and he was the night baker. So like they be together every day, cool, thick as thieves. And then one day he was like, yo, I can't find my iPad. It's stolen. I think such and such, took it or whatever. And he just like, for like 3 days, he kept saying it. And the reason why he kept telling me, because I'm from Philly, like the dude, and the dude's like my brother. Mm-hmm. But he in my division, so he like my brother too. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, yeah. I was like, he probably did. Like I was like, if you think he took it, I was like, if you think he took it, he probably did, man. You know what I mean? So I think, man, it was like 6 months later, like the dude was like, and I guess he thought that it was a good enough time he could pull out this iPad. So he pulled out the iPad, and my boy was like, yo, let me see that. And he started looking, he was like, yo, it got the same scratches that my joint had, this joint, I think he kept the box. He was like, yo, this is mine. You know what I'm saying? And he took it. You know what I mean? He wound up getting it back. You know what I mean? But when I think about like, this gonna sound bad, but when I think about like a jail or military guy, like I think like that can happen a lot now. Like it's gonna be a lot of missing. It's gonna be a lot of missing iPads floating around.
Come in the Navy just smiling. I'm gonna get these motherfuckers.
Yeah, like, yo, this about to be,
I'm about to get it in.
Convincing people to get married so they could get BAH. You might as well just get married, dog. So I don't know. I mean, if it was a way to execute it, I think it'd be a decent idea depending on the crime, and you get somebody an option.
Yeah.
I think I think it for me personally, in a small way, I think it casts like a bad impression of what the military is a little bit in a small way, because it's like jail or this place where you could drink water with JP5 in it. You know what I mean? No, but it's like jail or the military, yo. It's no good options. It just makes the military seem like damn. All right, let me pick.
We on the same level. We on the same level playing field.
You gonna get punished some kind of way. Pick your poison, And I just thought, while some of us joined the military for opportunity, you know what I mean? You got this dude. It was either jail or this shit. You know what I mean? So I took this. So I think that it cast a bad light. But I know we need people. And if boot camp is doing what it's supposed to do, then we might be able to turn some people around that, life could have been headed in a direction that it wasn't supposed to go in. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, man. I agree.
That was a good topic, though, man. Like,
yeah, man. That shit was funny as shit, man.
That's a good thing to think
I knew
about,
how you was going to start it, bro, the whole time. I knew what you was going to say, man.
Yeah, man.
Man. Hey, so I got one more for you, bro. So I was talking to this guy, man, like the other day at work, man, and I don't know how we even got into the conversation, man. He just hit me up. He said, man, he was started talking about one of his biggest regrets in the Navy. He was like, well, I guess his biggest regret was, I guess he had a sailor passed away, and his command, and him included, had an opportunity to go to the funeral because it was all right there, and they didn't go. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it wasn't just like him, man, and it was just like and let me see, it was a close knit. I think it was on. He said he was on the LCS, man, and it was like a close knit group. They all knew him or whatever, but it was during the COVID time, right? And so they thought, instead of reaching out and blah blah blah, I guess they automatically thought, we should like stay away from here, blah blah. But that was one of his biggest regrets, man. Now he said like he had a sailor that passed away, and like lately, and he went. You know what I mean? He said he went because he said he didn't want to like feel like he, kind of like feel like he felt that time. So I started thinking, man, like what is one of my, biggest regrets, in the Navy, man? I'm gonna tell you, man, like when I was on my first ship, I had a chain. I want to say his name. He was a lieutenant commander, not a lieutenant commander, either a lieutenant or a lieutenant commander, Reinhardt, right? I was on a frigate. And dude, I remember this guy going out his way to make me go to one of the officer programs.
Yeah.
And it was me first coming in the Navy, like a year or two in the Navy, man. I'm talking about, look, bro, when I say go out his way, man, he took me up to his stateroom. You know what I mean? Telling me like, hey, I got this to myself. This is my spot, blah, blah, blah. He'd take me into the wardroom. This is what we eat at. He was going out his way to show me, you know what I mean? And wanted me to be like, go to the officer program. He thought I was a good candidate for it, and I think that's one of my biggest regrets, man. I could have already had my bachelor's, at least my bachelor's degree, sent me to school. He was telling me all that stuff, how we can send you to school for 4 years and blah, get all you blah, blah. And I think when I was younger, I wasn't thinking about that stuff though, man. Yeah. I was thinking about going out, partying and doing this and doing that. And that's one of my biggest regrets in the Navy, man, is not necessarily the officer piece, but education-wise and all that stuff when I was young. I could have got all that stuff already knocked out when I was young.
Yeah. I got so many. I talk about a lot of them on here all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's fair for me to talk about mine because I always talk about it. You know what I mean?
You regret?
But I don't know. I'll tell you one of them, but I'll talk about many of them.
Yeah.
Just like we talk about the electrical investigation from the ship. We've talked about that a little bit. We'll continue to talk about it. More of it will unfold and stuff like that. But I think when I first joined and I got my bonus on my first ship, we were it was the studio. So I was making music like a lot, So I had linked up with like some friends from high school. They were going to Hampton University, and we would go record. And the lady we was recording with, she recorded like no lie, I know like some listeners, they heard our last episode. It was wholesome and great. But this lady was recording like orgasm audio, right? So she wasn't having like an orgasm, but she was recording like the sound of an orgasm. Like, so apparently it's like a market out there for people that want to hear like a woman moan or whatever like that, right? And so she had it. So this was a hobby of hers. She had like a really nice studio. She had money. And I remember like I had my bonus. I blew most of it on clothes, right? I remember when like Kanye and them had like the leather snakeskin like sports hats or whatever. They had those real nice hats. Them joints was like $500, right? And I remember it was like a regular hat like this, $500. And I remember going in the store one day and I looked at the hat and I liked it, right? And I did not know it was $500. I thought it was probably going to be like $100, $70, whatever, right? But it's supposed to be real gold, real snakeskin, whatever. And I remember asking a dude, I was like, yo, how much is that hat? And the dude was like, it's 500. And then looked at me like, you scumbag, like, you know, you ain't gonna buy this or whatever. It might have been a young lady. So I was like, oh, let me get it. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't want it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I grabbed it. I liked it, but I ain't want to spend 500. But I only spent 500 because they was looking at me like I couldn't spend it, you know? So I spent it. But that was an example of just like how reckless I was with this money. Like this when Ed Hardy was out and the clothes was like $200 for a t-shirt. Yeah. Ed Hardy t-shirt and True Religion jeans and, you know, just everything, just spending. I'm walking around $700 worth of clothes on my body or more. So then I was like, yo, I'm spending too much money on frivolous shit. So let me like take my money now and spend it on what I'm supposed to spend it on. I had probably like $5,000 left or something from like a $12,000 bonus, right? I took about 3,000 of that and I put down a block for, so I was going to the studio, right? Every week, recording music. And they like, yo, why don't you just pay for a block? You know what I'm saying? And you just come when you can, set it up. You got time. You don't got to worry about, you know, in and out. And some of this music I thought was some of the best music I had ever made. So I was like, all right, so let me give y'all 3,000 for like a block and we could just knock music off. Let's go. I gave them 3,000 for the block. I never heard from them people again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit, bro.
Never heard from them again, ever. You know what I'm saying? The engineer, I heard from. The engineer, I heard from the engineer again. But the lady who owned the studio and all that stuff, I never heard from her again. I never heard the music again. I never heard, like, it was just gone, bro, like in the ether. You know what I mean? So that was you know, a regret of mine. But, you know, when I think about regrets, I think about, I don't know if you ever been in this position, but you ever been on Facebook and you see like a mutual friend, probably from like, well, you see like somebody that's like people you may know, and they like probably from like 2 to 3 commands ago.
Yeah.
But you're not friends with them. And so whenever I see somebody like that, I be thinking like, yo, like, why I'm not friends with this person? Like what happened? Like 12 years ago that like made me be like, yo, I don't want to be this fucking person friend. Because when I look, we got like 150 mutual friends. Yeah. And I'm like, and they ain't friend request me. Like, what did I do? You know? So my biggest regrets are like, whatever it is, whatever those things are that I did to those people that like makes us not friends. Because at this age now, I'm like, yo, I know this person. Like, I'd be like, yo, then I'd be like, hold up. Did I like fucking piss this person off or something? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't know. I'm a completely different person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not whoever I am, whoever I was that one day, that one moment that made us just hate each other for whatever happened. I'm not that person anymore, man. And like, honestly, like, I do, man. I regret whatever. I don't even know, like, what the fuck happened, but like, I regret those things more than anything else, man.
Hey, man, I want you guys to know, man, like, Dumbo sorry, man. He's sorry.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, y'all, man. Y'all must hate me, man. Like, who knows? I remember my mom told me a story before we get off. I remember, and I'm gonna probably say it wrong, but my mom told me a story about a girl that, a lady she ran into, and like her older ages, maybe she was in her 40s or 50s, and the lady was talking about something that happened in like 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? She was like, the lady was like, I always held a grudge against you since like the 6th grade because you said I was bald-headed or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You made fun of me for this or that. And she held a grudge against her for that many years. That got to be heavy, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to be mad at somebody that you like, that was like, I don't know how old are people in the 6th grade, man? Like 10 or something?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know. Like, let me look that up. How old is a 6th grader? How old is a 6th grader?
Gave me the boy like 10 or 11 shit.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, so like 11. Yeah, so it's like, yo, to be 50 and still like holding like anger against somebody, you know, that was 11 is sick.
I mean, and then on top of that right there, man, like, even if I was 50 years old and I thought back, I don't know if I say anything about that 6th grade incident, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if me being 50 years old, I don't think I'd bring up something that happened in 6th grade, man.
Yeah.
5th grade,
but that would bother me though if I knew that if I knew I created a seed in somebody that like would make them hate me for like 40 years, and I found out, I'll be bothered by that young person, man. Like if I had a time machine, I'd go back and tell that young person, like, yo, you need to slow down, man.
I'm bothered by both of them.
Yeah, no,
I'm bothered by my young self, and I'm bothered by you for holding that shit for 40, 50 years.
The other person too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, most definitely. It's people that secretly like despise. It's people that secretly despise you, bro. Yeah, I mean, this was all by the way. Do we got anything else to talk about before?
Nah, bro, that was all by the way, man. You know,
we tired, y'all. We tired. I mean, when we come back though, bro, like I do want to talk at some point about just like. Because somebody killed somebody on, I think, Facebook Live now or something very recently. It's just this big, this whole Jeffrey Dahmer show now is out on Netflix. And I just think we getting more and more infatuated with violence. Like, so at some point I do want to just talk about how like we just like violence is like running the world. Like,
oh yeah,
like,
bro.
Like,
I want to talk about that too, man. Because you know what's crazy, bro? We most definitely gonna talk about it. I just had... we just got a new sailor at our command, and we did a hail and bail, and the captain had this thing he want to know what's your known fact.
Yeah,
and her known fact was like all these violent stuff, man. Like she said she infatuated all this violence, and she named all these movies. She just named the new movie you just said, Jeffrey Dahmer. She named all this stuff that she's like, no
you
shit.
Said known fact. What's your known fact? That's what they asked.
Let me see. What's a known? I think a known fact about you or whatever.
A known thing about you. Okay.
Yeah. Something like that. But yeah,
it was crazy. We got to talk about it. It's getting crazy and crazier, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
But so this was all by the way. I think this was episode 9. I think it's episode 9.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
But we gonna get up out of here, man. I'm gonna get up out of here with the soothing sounds of my boy Nerio.
Most definitely, man. Tabs. Hey, Mississippi, this time, stand down, Mississippi.
With the duckers up, riding down 85, got my fuckers up, sliding up 880, crazy.
I will take 20 years of the military and beat your ass. You understand me?